Students, I welcome you all for my today's class. So today we are going to deal with the treatment of infertility. Yes, let's start the class. Treatment of infertility. So few couple instructions you have to give before starting any treatment. So your treatment should start with the assurance. So a infertile couple remains psychologically disturbed right from the beginning and more as the investigation progresses. So they will be in a psychologically tense state. And as per this thing, Charaka has mentioned Saumanasyam Garbhadharanam. So they should be psychologically happy. So the first thing is you always should give assurance to the patient because they have to undergo the investigations, treatment, and also they should be psychology should be good. So you start with the assurance. The couple in such cases should be tactfully handled to minimize psychological upset. Next thing is when the minor defects are detected in both the husband and the wife, each of which alone could not cause infertility, but in combination they significantly decrease the fertility potential. As such, the faults should be treated simultaneously and not one after the another. See, you have to call couple, like both the partners should come to visit your clinic. At the first visit they compulsory both the couple should come, and if you found any minor defects then it should be treated simultaneously. You should not say first I'll treat a female patient, later I'll treat male, or first I'll treat a male partner, later I'll treat the female partner. No, not like that. So the fault should be treated simultaneously and not one after the other. So you have to treat it simultaneously. If minor defects, because minor defects found in the both partners can cause trouble for conception and can significantly decreases the fertility potential too. Even when a gross abnormality is detected and the prospect of pregnancy is bleak, an opportunistic discussion is worth rewarding. So next, about the body weight, it is a simple things. If the couple or any partner is overweight or underweight, then it should be adequately dealt with to obtain an optimum weight. What is the optimum weight then? Optimum weight is measured with the unit of BMI, that is the body mass index, and body mass index measuring about 20 to 25 is considered as optimum or a average to the height. BMI is measured with the age, height, and the weight of the patient. So it should be in between 20 to 25. 20 to 24.9 it is normal. So the couple should maintain the normal BMI or the body mass index, because overweight as well as underweight can cause difficulty or can decreases the fertility of a patient. Next, about the smoking and alcohol. If the couple is having the habit of smoking and alcohol, then we can say them to avoid it, because excessive smoking and alcohol is also injurious to their health, as well as it decreases spermatogenesis in men, and it also causes many troubles in the females too. Then coital problems. The coital problems should be carefully evaluated by intelligent interrogation. What, if any, advice to have intercourse during the mid cycle too often gives the results early enough, even prior to investigation. So before starting, you can starting the investigation, you can start investigation, but this advice is very very useful, that you can ask patient to undergo intercourse during the mid cycle. Why during the mid cycle is the in the fertile period chances of conception will be more. So you have to advise them to go for the intercourse in the fertile days. And how to measure this fertile days? We can measure this fertile days with the help of a previous cycle calendar method, like with the help of a previous cycles of the female. So average day of ovulation we can see. Usually ovulation occurs on the 14th day of a 28th day cycle, but in some females it varies with the duration of the cycle length. And one more method is there, by using a LH test kit, which is the simplest method. LH test kit, one can detect the LH surge in the urine by getting a deep blue color of the dipstick. So here what happen, you can use the LH test kit. It is a simple urine kit, like just like a UPT kit it is. And here the color change will be there. Color, if it changes to the deep blue color, that means LH surge occur. The test should be performed daily between the day 12 and day 16 of a regular cycle. So from the day 12 to 16, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, on these days you can perform 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, because chances will be there of ovulation and LS search in these days. Then timed intercourse over 24 to 36 hours after the color change reasonably succeeds in conception. Why? Because after the LH search there is a chances of ovulation. So similarly, after the color change, you can say ovulation is about to occur, and you can advise a patient to go for the intercourse on those days. So this is a simple method which you can advise to a couple. And minor psychosexual problems should be corrected accordingly. So the treatment of infertility can be divided into 3 points. One is the male infertility, treatment of male infertility, treatment of female infertility, and the combined factors should be treated. So today we'll study about the male infertility treatment, or treatment of a male infertility. So the treatment of male is indicated in when to treat. Question arises, when to treat a male. The question arises, so indications are: first, in cases of extreme oligospermia, when the sperm count is less, so that is oligospermia. So in cases of extreme oligospermia, you have to start treatment. Azoospermia, then low volume of ejaculate, and impotency. Management is often difficult and unsatisfactory. To improve spermatogenesis, the following measures should be helpful. First, about the general care, improvement of the general health. If he is suffering from any general health issues, then you can ask patient to treat properly of those issues and improve the general health. Reduction of the weight, if obese male partners are there, then have to advise to reduce the weight. Avoidance of alcohol and heavy smoking is of helpful. If they are alcoholic and the smoking habits are there in a patient, you can ask them to avoid. Then medication that interferes spermatogenesis should be avoided. If he is taking any medications which can interfere with the process of spermatogenesis, then we can ask patient to stop it or avoid such medications. Then next point is, in cases of hypogonadotrophic hypogonadism, that means gonadotrophins are also reduced, and gonadism from the testicular hormones are also reduced. So the disorders of spermatogenesis can be treated with the following therapy with varying success. So in what we should give in cases of hypogonadotrophic hypogonadism? One thing is, first we can give SCG, human chorionic gonadotrophin, 5000 international unit intramuscularly, SCG 5000 IU intramuscularly, once or twice a week is given to stimulate endogenous testosterone production. So weekly once or weekly twice we can give injection SCG 5000 IU international unit. Second is, we can give HMG, human menopausal gonadotrophin, or pure SCG. HMG is a combination of FSH and LH, or you can give the pure FSH 75 to 150 IU international units is to be added to SCG when there is no sperm in the ejaculate with SCG alone. First you can give only SCG. If you found there is no sperm in the ejaculate after giving SCG, then you can add HMG or pure FSH to the SCG regimen. Then dopamine agonist cabergoline is given in hyperprolactinemia to restore the normal prolactins and the testosterone level. This improves the libido, potency, and fertility. So these are about the in cases of hypogonadotrophic hypogonadism we can give. Next, pulsatile GnRH therapy. Pulsatile GnRH therapy is indicated in infertile male with the GnRH deficiency. Like in cases of Kallmann syndrome, you can give the GnRH pulsatile therapy. It is administered by a mini pump infusion, because pulsatile release of GnRH will be there. GnRH is released in a pulsatile way, so it can also be given with a mini pump infusion in a similar pulsatile way how it is released. So target is to maintain the normal adult male LH levels. So with this pulsatile GnRH, we have to maintain the adult luteinizing hormone levels. Cases with the hypogonadotrophic hypogonadism may also respond with the GnRH therapy. So you can even give the GnRH therapy in cases of hypogonadotrophic hypogonadism conditions also. Next, about the hypergonadotrophic hypogonadism. That means here the problem is with the gonads, but gonadotropins are normal, or increased, you can say. So here no form of medical treatment can improve fertility in the male because gonads are not responding to the gonadotropins. Here treatment options available are somewhat higher treatment you have to give here, like insemination with the donor sperms or adoption when no sperm is available, because gonads are not at all responding, there is no spermatogenesis occurring. So it's very difficult to treat this such cases, but there is a scope with the donor sperms or even with the adoption, or sometimes with the IVF with ICSI, intracytoplasmic sperm injection. If we found any sperms in this case, may be done in cases with the severe oligospermia. So higher methods or advanced methods of artificial insemination can be tried in such cases. Next, about the clomiphene citrate. Clomiphene citrate can also be tried in a male infertility. We have to give a dose of 25 mg orally daily for 3 months should be given. It increases the serum levels of FSH, LH and testosterone. Next, about the presence of anti-sperm antibodies in the male and its significance is unclear, then you can go for the IUI. If anti-sperm antibodies are found, then you can go for the IUI, intrauterine insemination is a choice of treatment for such cases. IUI means directly we are bypassing and you inserting the washed sperms into the uterus. The next condition, in cases of leukocytospermia, where leukocytes counts are more, usually seen in the genital tract infection, it needs a prolonged course of antibiotics we have to prescribe because infection is there. So generally we give doxycycline or erythromycin is given for a period of 4 to 6 weeks depending on the response. However, leukocytospermia does not always predict the infection and it may not have any effect on fertility, but still you can advise the antibiotics like doxycycline or erythromycin 500 mg for a period of 4 to 6 weeks. Next, about the retrograde ejaculation. Retrograde ejaculation means ejaculation is occurring backside because of some spasm. So here you can give some alpha adrenergic agonist like phenylephrine is used to improve the tone of the internal urethral sphincter. Sperm may be recovered from the neutralized urine, like you can utilize the urine and collect the sperm, and those processed spermatozoa could be used for IUI, intrauterine insemination, because ejaculation difficulty is there in this because of the passage through obstruction maybe. Then next is in the teratozospermia, asthenospermia, specific causes are unknown, so no treatment is available. Again you have to go for the DAID, that is the donor artificial insemination with the help of a donor sperms can be used in this case. Then genetic abnormalities, again AID, artificial insemination with donor sperms is the option as no other treatment is available. Next, about the surgical. When the patient is found to be azoospermic and yet testicular biopsy shows normal spermatogenesis, obstruction of the vas may be suspected. See, in the semen analysis, you will find, if you find azoospermia, then you have to go for the testicular biopsy, and in the testicular biopsy if you find that the normal spermatogenesis is occurring, it shows that it means that the testes are producing the normal sperms, but it is unable to come out because of the obstruction in the passage, especially obstruction in the vasa. So what you have to do is you have to correct that obstruction in the vasa difference by doing microsurgeries like vasoepididymostomy or vasovasostomy. Vasoepididymostomy or vasovasostomy. Here in vasovasostomy what we do is we clear the obstruction, and then we after clearing the obstruction we connect both the ends of the vasa difference together after clearing that obstruction. In the vasoepididymostomy same thing is there. Here vas and epidydymos are connected after clearing the obstruction. So these are the microsurgeries. After vasovasostomy, patency is obtained in about 80% of the cases, and the pregnancy rate is about the 50%. Surgery for varicocele for the improvement of infertility is not helpful. If he is having varicocele, then surgery is not recommended, but hydrocele cases should be corrected by surgery. Orchidopaxy, there is a surgery called as orchidopaxy. Orchidopaxy is indicated in undescended testes. In cryptorchidism means in the babies the testes are not descended, and it should be done between 2 to 3 years of age to have adequate spermatogenesis in the later life. Why? Because usually the testes should descend into the scrotum after birth, but in few children's, like few babies, it is unable to descend, and that condition is called as cryptorchidism. So if the testis remains inside the abdomen, and then what happened, there will not be proper spermatogenesis in the future, and there are chances of development of the cancer or the neoplasmic changes on in the ectopic gonads. So what you have to do is you have to do a surgery called as orchidopaxy, and you have to place the testicles in the scrotum. So that surgery is called as orchidopaxy, usually performed in the children, so that they can have a normal or adequate spermatogenesis in the later life. Next is about the treatment of impotency. Psychosexual treatment may be helpful. Psychosexual treatment may be helpful. Hyperprolactinemia needs further investigation and treatment. And for erectile dysfunction, means when there is problem with the erection, then you have to advise Viagra like sildenafil 25 to 100 mg or tadalafil 10 to 20 mg is currently advised, and a single dose depending on the response is given orally 1 hour before the sexual activity. And in unresponsive cases, artificial insemination is to be thought of. The next last option in the treatment is ART. ART is assisted reproductive technology for the male infertility. The prospect of male infertility has improved significantly with the advent of the ARTs, assistant reproductive techniques like IUI, TASA, PSA, MESA, and ICSI, etc. are now available treatment for the infertile males. So we'll be dealing with the ART in the next classes. So this is all about the treatment of male infertility. So in our next class we will be dealing with the treatment of female infertility. Thank you.